Okay, boom. And as you can see right here, when I got in my trade, 1961.46. And I also had a going on with your boy TradesBot Pimp, and today we're going to be doing a gold breakdown on how I made 3,000 plus on gold. And let's get right into it. Boom. With gold, as you can see, if I was to get out of this time frame, out of this like zone, I can go back on the bar replay so we can get a cleaner understanding of what's going on and what I've seen in the market to give me my ideas. So I kind of noticed trade when trade was live. I would kind of say, yeah, I noticed trade was live kind of like around Tuesday coming into Wednesday. So Tuesday coming into Wednesday, I noticed that price initially, yes, we did make the new low, but once price makes a new low, I was expecting price to have a bullish manner, only because when price makes a new low, it is always going to try and retest what it just recently broke from to continue to either continue the trend or try and change the trend overall, just to simplify it in simplest form. And when I noticed that, I seen that price, if we went to the higher time frame just to see where this zone was, if you notice, price ended up making a higher low above a high zone, which had bullish momentum all the way back up to a high. So I took that part in consideration, that now we were in an area where buyers are in control and can push price up. So taking that in consideration, I simply was just waiting now because it was Tuesday. Wasn't really eager to trade so fast. I'm pretty sure this was the Memorial Week that we had. So I seen price starting to sell off again. And when price made another higher low right here, this is when I started getting in the trade, because if I'm not mistaken, this is when New York session happened. After this was after New York session, and then this is coming into a new session right here. So because I was holding the trade, I would say around 19. Yeah, I was holding the trade around right here. So I got in around here, and I just held my position simply because I had the higher low, and I was waiting for price to use this higher low for bullish momentum to come tap into the highs, because this was really my target area, but price ended up coming around here, and this is where I got out. So now, as you can see, when I got in the trade, finally price started trying to show momentum and then selling back down. Taking that in consideration, I was chilling. My stop loss was really under here, so I was never stressing. So when price was doing all this, all I was telling myself was, as long as price is breaking this low, when New York session comes, we can come in for the pop. And immediately, if I can back it up a little bit, well, this is perfect right here actually, because this is when I actually started to get out of the trade. So as you can see, I was holding the trade for a little while, and it was kind of a risky trade. We were out of session, but all I was telling myself was, we are above a high now on a higher time frame with buyers in control. So if we can push into New York session, just simply because if I was to go on a 4 hour and then go to that zone was an out of session zone, as you can see. So with this being said, this was a high made out of session, and we came right back into it with New York volume. So taking that in consideration, I knew that, all right, once we came back above, if we can come back into New York session, we can have these pushes up like we had in the past. But not to get too complicated, we'll go back into it on 1 hour. Boom. Now we know we're back in the session. So once price came up here and then initially breaking this area, this is where I initially got out, because I was skeptical around here, and then price ended up closing like this, and then I seen price sell. Now, just because if you went to the lower time frame, you would have seen that price ended up getting a little bit weaker once we started to come above here. So this is when I started getting out of my trade. This was a simple trade. I put like a 1.75 lot on this one. With this trade being said, so we can show it out real quick. I had a short position. We can say I had it around 1961. I have a picture, so I can't show it exactly. I can show you guys how many pips we caught from here. And this was about 19, yeah, so we got it around 1974. And we got in from 1961 area. So from there, you can see that was about 1,300 pips. But a lot of people like to make it say 132, but it's really, in gold it's 1,300, so 1,300 pips with the 1.57 watt. And I can show you guys the picture real quick. Okay, boom. And as you can see right here, when I got in my trade, 1961.46. And I also had a US 30 signal for the group. It was going good. That was in the Discord. I was in the Discord. You can see signals right here. We had a US 30 sell, entry level 32,950. Our TP level was 700, waiting for the break, which we did initially tap into, but we never did break. US 30 ended up reversing, which we will talk about that too. And I had a nice clean stop loss level that wasn't really attacked at all. And it was a great position. Really, I'm not gonna show you too much signal sauce. Let's get back to the charts. But yeah, that was a clean. It was a clean 1,300 pip move. Nothing crazy, just light. A lot of people don't realize that indice and gold, they do pay a lot, so you don't need to get a lot of big moves, but those big moves do, like, they do change lives. So boom, with gold after this trade, don't get me wrong, I was keeping an eye on it, so this is why I kind of want to continue. When continuing, price ended up making the high, and then I noticed that price didn't break this level, so I was expecting price to come back, be very bearish, coming back down, trying to come under this low, just simply because price was buying and then failed to break any highs. So I was expecting that. So noticing that sellers were kind of getting a little bit weaker to then start breaking again, I noticed that when price came down here into this level, that we ended up closing and not breaking under this higher low again. So I simply bought around this area as soon as possible, and I ended up catching this crazy volatile move. Simply just had a TP right here, and if I stop, yeah, I didn't catch this, so I got out around this level just because once I seen that price ended up closing above and not trying to break with this candlestick right here, I simply got in a buy position, stop loss at the wick area this time, had it a little bit tighter, and then as you can see, I caught about here. This one was it was like 1956. Yeah, 1956. That one was about close to 2,000 pips that trade too, and that one was just on the. I was on me dolo. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was New York session, but nobody was really watching it because it happened out of session. So once it happened out of session, I was holding my trade. I went to sleep, and then I woke up and just caught a nice little trade on my funded. So it wasn't crazy. Like on my live, I didn't get on this one on my live, but I got on my live funded. So this one was a clean trade, clean one. So with that being said, yeah, that was really it for gold. With the buys, the only reason why I say that was it for gold with the buys, just because now I kind of want to tell you guys what I see with the gold going on for the week. Just a little tip of tat, little sauce. If you guys want more, definitely come into the free Telegram. I drop breakdown videos in there every single week. I also have the Discord, and the Discord is up, has updates on my charts, what I'm looking at, and I also keep them updated about my watch list and what I like going on in the market as well. But yeah, that being said, let's get to gold so you guys can see what I think is going to happen for the breakdown. Breakdown for the week. I do like to get on the higher time frame. This is what I like to do at the start of the week and at the end of the week. Kind of gives me a good sense of direction and understand why the market is moving like it's moving for a reason. So as you can see now, we still are in the time frame of the time because we have not gotten to what happened overall in the days. So taking consideration that yes, we did catch all these buys, but I simply called these buys because I noticed that when price tried to sell off right here and ended up closing right above this high area. This is why the buy position that I was in, I was comfortable to be in just simply because price tried to break the low and then the buys ended up closing above. This was another confirmation as to why I stayed in buy positions until I seen anything different. Once I came to the daily, after I caught those two trades, I did notice that price really did need to break this high, and we were already close to the end of the week. Boom, immediately, and I think that's how we ended off our week. Boom, immediately, because we failed to break essentially a level of structure that was broken before in the past. Now you can see that we immediately can go back on this bearish trend that we were starting before. All we're simply waiting for is either A, to hop in under this zone, or we could really just wait for the break of structure, because initially we haven't really seen any lows being broken yet for gold. Until that is seen, then you can start really being confident for selling positions back down to the low levels, at least 1810 or towards 1890. And you may see that it's a wick on the daily time frame, but I have this for the 4 hour just because it is a little bit cleaner, has two bodies towards the daily where it's a wick end. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at for gold. And I say this because I don't know if you guys remember, we were just talking about US 30, and US 30 kind of did the same thing, because if you was in my Telegram or my Discord, you would have seen I was waiting a long time. I'd say about a couple weeks for a good for a clean sell position back under, which we did catch, which was that signal. But once we caught that signal, if I go down to the 1 hour, like I said, our TP level was around 700. We ended up getting ticked. Once we got ticked out, that's when price started doing all this. So we ended up not catching this just simply because I wasn't looking at US 30 like that at all. And the only reason why is just because if you really look, that price made a low and price ended up failing to make a new low. So simply what is this? This is a higher low. So off of this higher low, once you've seen price start to tap into highs and start breaking back above, it would have been safe to hop in for buys just simply because this was a higher low. So higher low momentum with the buying pushing up to tap into highs, it would have been a clean trade. And this I was definitely not looking at, because this was at the end of the week. Price action always repeats itself. Kind of weird. I'm going to go do this. Because price action always repeats itself. So you always want to take that in consideration. And boom. So all you could say is that boom, you want to see price coming at least to this high, breaking above, and continuing. This is going to be a good week just because now US 30 is telling you that we did fail to make this low. Now let's see if we can break this high. That's all it is this week. So you're really just waiting and being patient, and let's see what US 30 can do this week. Same thing with gold. And that's really it. If you guys have any questions, y'all see my 3 tags, hit me up on any of them, and I have no problem hitting you guys up. And with my community now, I'm kind of keeping everything on Discord. I will have Telegram for free signals, free charts, free knowledge and stuff, so you guys can be updated on what Pip's doing and how stuff is going. I do have like a free chat on Telegram, but I am slowly trying to move it to Discord. But at the end, I might just have both to just have one a free chat, but everything will mainly be on my Discord, like my signals, my mentorships, all my charts, and my day-to-day announcements with what I'm looking at in the markets and stuff that I'm doing on social media. And with that being said, that really is it for the YouTube video. Be great. The only way is up. Y'all see the vibes, good intentions, never bad intentions. And y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all later. This was Price Action and Pips the Way. Peace.